So I continue my Chasing the Dragon series on addiction to a question and answer forum called It's Not Just Heroin in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I was not expecting to meet the heroes that moved me during this meeting.
If you go knock on Chris Christie's door by yourself, he's gonna tell you to F yourself. You know what I mean? You come with a couple of us, he ain't gonna have that much to say. You know, he's gonna have to listen.
So I was invited to the forum by Gail O'Brien, the mother of my really good friend, Pat O'Brien, a lifelong friend. In 2014, Gail's son, Pat's younger brother, Adam, succumbed to his addiction and died of an overdose to heroin. With Adam's death, the Adam O'Brien Recovery Foundation was born, and so was the movement behind it. The room was packed with parents of overdosed children, family members struggling to deal. There's professionals and those in recovery just looking for somebody to talk to not be by themselves. Now, like a freight train, I was hit with one of my favorite faces in the entire world, and this voice that is absolutely unforgettable. My lifelong friend, Jay Dragum. Jay started using opiates about 7 years ago, and that led into heroin addiction. And he had been addicted, but he kept it in the shadows for a very long time. But I'm happy to say Jay went to rehab, and he's been clean for about 70 days now. After the meeting concluded, I sat down with Gail, Jason, and Joseph Mitch, a former addict turned advocate. First, I talked to Jay about just what he went through in the past few years.
Started just like recreationally in college, all types of drugs, but prescription drugs were my downfall. Led me to the darkest of places, ended up with a terrible heroin addiction last 4 months, and brought me to my knees, and I ended up in a rehab.
I went to Gail and asked her a little bit about Adam, because I've known Gail for a long time.
We started the Adam O'Brien Foundation after we lost our son, who struggled for 10 years. We do a lot of work in our community, and we've kind of expanded out all over New Jersey. I don't think I can do this. I'm so sorry.
So then I went over to somebody that I just met, donning tattoos all over his body, Joseph Mitch.
I started recreationally using when I was 17, 18 years old. My mother got diagnosed with cancer, and I had a mental breakdown. I self-medicated. It just so happened that after we lost my mother, after a 7-year battle, we lost my grandmother less than a year later, then we lost my grandfather, and then we lost my best friend slash sister less than a year after that. I had too much pride to reach out and ask for help, and my social habit turned into a mask of pain.
He's been clean for 4 years. He told me a little bit about his struggle, and on the 4th year anniversary, he got two giant tattoos on the sides of his head. One is a raven to remind him of his dark past, and the other one is a phoenix because he rose from the ashes, and those remind him every single day about what he's gone through and what his mission is moving forward. So everybody's positive moving forward. It was an eye-opening experience for me.
I feel like every time I hear about someone overcoming their troubles, it's because they had a group of people surrounding them. You can't fight the fight on your own. So these types of forums allow such different perspectives, and I think it's a really good point for growth.